Boys Film back for more South by Southwest 2023 coverage. We're talking Hypnotic today. Raj is here. My name is Phil. If you haven't subscribed, get to it. Smash the subscribe button. I'm using all the lingo that all the kids use, and it sounds ridiculous coming from a 52-year-old man. But anyway, Raj, what have you got for us today? Hypnotic. Hypnotise us. Come on.
Robert Rodriguez. So he's done quite a few different genre films. But for me, I know him very well from Dusk Till Dawn. And a lot of other independent movies that he's done, like Mariachi and whatnot. But so Robert Rodriguez is definitely the star of this film, even though he's the director, and even though it stars Alice Braga and Ben Affleck. This was very much a night dedicated to Robert Rodriguez, and probably the most generous and fun Q&A of any film that I've ever been to. So everyone who came up to the mic to ask a question at the end of this film got like a original movie poster and an invitation to his studio, and it was just such a fun experience to be involved in. I was a bit disappointed because Ben Affleck didn't show up, but this is how upfront South by Southwest is that it was a rough cut. I mean, it felt pretty finished. I suppose there was a few scenes that you could probably tell that there's a little bit more editing to be done, like some special effects, but overall it was a real slick production. But yeah, Hypnotic, it was quite hypnotizing. If you like movies like Inception or Memento, I think this is the sort of film for you. So according to IMDb, I'll read you the little synopsis here. It's: a detective investigates a mystery involving his missing daughter and a secret government program. Ooh, can you get any more vague than that?
Very mysterious.
Yeah, it's definitely very Inception-like.
Is it a slow burn?
It keeps good pace. The editing is really good. But yeah, it's kind of you think you're getting into sort of an action, espionage sort of film, but without giving too much away, it kind of like all flips itself on its head, halfway through the film. So people aren't who they seem to be. Are you living in a real reality or not? That sort of thing. It's even some Matrix-y elements to it. So these are just one of the interesting things that can happen at South by, is that, you get films that are so upfront they're not even completed yet. So but it's a real treat. It's a real treat for anyone who's made the trek over here to be able to, be in the room with Robert Rodriguez and have him talk about all of his, his vast filmography and, and all the aspiring young filmmakers in the crowd just gushing at him and, asking them for advice. And, it's really a wonderful thing to witness.
Is it a bit of a comeback for him? Has he made movies over the last few years, or is it the first film that he's done for quite a while? Because I feel like his name slipped off the radar a little bit.
Well, I think it maybe slipped off the radar because he's made some films for kids that probably you and I wouldn't consider possibly even seeing, that are definitely outside of our genre. So, yeah. I mean, he's working right now on the Book of Boba Fett, which is, Star Wars TV series. I'm just looking down his list. He's done a lot of the Spy Kids movies. He's done the Ugly Dolls movies. He did going back from Dusk Till Dawn, Sin City. He's done that, Matador, Machete Kills, very Quentin Tarantino-like, Death Proof, Planet Terror, Grindhouse. He's done all those films. But yeah, Spy Kids is kind of, where he completely, does a 180 and does a different sort of genre. But, the film that I really loved, I actually didn't realize that he even worked on it, The Faculty. That's one of my favorite.
Yeah. And Sin City as well. I mean, it's such a visually arresting film, isn't it? There's a lot going on. A bit kind of like, I suppose it's kind of that comic book style, but it's really kind of entertaining, isn't it? Because it just chops along quite nicely. The pace is good. Is this the same kind of film? Is it visually arresting too, Hypnotic?
Yeah, yeah, it has to be because it's kind of even like superhero, supervillain like. The fact that there's this supervillain running around hypnotizing people with just a look and eye contact, and can get people to do whatever he wants them to do. So there's that sort of cloak and dagger, Superman, Lex Luthor sort of vibe to it with Ben Affleck, who's obviously one of the Batmans. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good film. It was a good film, but like Inception, like if you start to really think too hard about it, you can fry your brain. I will definitely go and see this when the finished product comes out again, just to get another take of it. But mostly, I'm curious to see what the changes are that he's made to it, if any big changes at all.
Yeah.
So
Is it too early to give us a star rating?
probably a little too early. I mean, it's a rough cut, so how could you actually rate something that isn't finished yet? But I'd say watch the space. Watch the space, definitely.
Yeah.
So,
We'll come back and give you the full verdict once we can.
but
Once Raj can, if I don't see it.
as an experience at South by Southwest, as a film lovers and film goers, sort of immersive experience, 5 stars. 5 stars.
Excellent. Fabulous.
Keep doing this at Southwest. Is what you're known for. That makes these things sort of very special.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you, Raj, and thank you everybody for watching. Do subscribe and do check out the South by Southwest 2023 playlist, which is on the screen now. We'll be back for more soon.